Hello everyone, my name is Hamad, and in this video I'll discuss characters from the platform and Los Olvidados with whom I identify. Specifically, I'll focus on Goreng and Trimagasi from the platform, as well as Pedro and El Haibo from Los Olvidados. Each of these characters represents different struggles and aspects of the human experience, which I find relatable. So, moving on to the character analysis, let's start with the platform. I identify with Goreng as at the beginning of the film, Goreng is idealistic and hopeful, believing that the system can be changed if people act with compassion and fairness. For instance, he tries to ration the food to make sure everyone below has enough to survive. However, as he descends through the levels, he begins to lose his optimism, realizing the harsh reality that people often put their own interests first, especially when they're under pressure. This resonates with me because, like Goreng, I've experienced moments where my idealistic beliefs have been challenged by the harshness of society, making me feel powerless to bring meaningful change. I also somewhat relate to Trimagasi, not completely. He is another character in the platform, and Trimagasi is pragmatic. He sees the world in a survival of the fittest way, a mentality that is molded by the harsh environment of the vertical prison. He accepts the system as it is and plays by its rules to survive. In life, I've often found myself in situations where I had to put my survival first, not because I wanted to, but because it was necessary. Trimagasi's belief that the system will not change, so we must adapt to it, reflects the reality that sometimes society conditions us to look out for ourselves, especially when resources are scarce or limited. The cultural and philosophical analysis. Let's talk about the film Los Olvidados again. Pedro is a character I resonate with. He is a young boy struggling to escape his harsh circumstances while he is yearning for love and redemption. Despite the environment he's in, one filled with poverty and violence, Pedro tries to stay on the right path. For example, when his mother visits the juvenile center, he expresses a desire to change and do better, hoping for her approval and love. This struggle to find acceptance and redemption in an unforgiving world is something I relate to on a personal level. El Haibo, on the other hand, is the opposite of Pedro. He is hardened by his environment and sees manipulation as a means to survive. El Haibo embodies Pierre Bourdieu's concept of habitus, which suggests that our actions are deeply influenced by our social environment. In the movie, for example, we see him drawing Pedro into a robbery. This shows that El Haibo is unable to break free from the cycle of violence that his upbringing has imposed on him. Although personally I don't relate to El Haibo's actions, I understand how the environment can push someone towards choices they might not otherwise make, and how difficult it can be to break free from those influences. In my conclusion, I would like to say that both films, The Platform and Los Olvidados, offer powerful insights into human behavior under extreme conditions. Goreng and Pedro represent hope and the desire for change, while Trimagasi and El Haibo reflect the realities of survival and the impact of our environments. Goreng's idealism and subsequent disillusionment mirrors Pedro's struggle for redemption, showing that while the systems they live in may be different, the challenges they face are ultimately rooted in human nature. These characters have allowed me to reflect on my own experiences with societal pressure, the desire for change, and the harsh realities that sometimes push us to look out for ourselves first. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening.